It was worth getting up early to watch the sail in through the fjord to our first port of the morning. Between the waterfalls, the mist, and the sunshine, it was a picture-perfect morning to head down the fjord. One cruise option was to get off here and take a bus to Cruise-Geiranger. We opted not to do that.
Out from our first stop as we head down to Cruise-Geiranger. This was a stop to let some tours off for a driving tour through the mountains.
The deep waters of the fjords have preserved many shipwrecks and historical artifacts. Divers and underwater archaeologists have discovered Viking ships and other relics of the fjord on the fjord floor. You see at the front of the glacier might be over 1,000 years old. There are large differences in temperature and precipitation from the glacier and down in the valleys. Already you can see the Pier or the Caesar, the waterfall which is in front of Seven Sisters.
Once again, we pre-booked privately our own tour, which would head off about an hour after the ship docked, but we still got off and looked around the little port area with lots of shops and restaurants. There were plenty of excursion options, from renting a small electric car to drive into the mountains yourself, bus tours, or boat cruises. We opted for a bus tour so I could look around instead of driving one of these really interesting looking e-cars. Lots of passengers just enjoy having coffee or a beer and enjoying the fresh mountain air and scenery.
So just to give you a sense, once you come off the ship, you can book a bunch of tours, whether it's a rib boat or a ferry, and it'll take you down through the fjords. You can also get the little troll cars, and this is the extent of the little town. There in Cruise-Geiranger, there is a grocery store if you want to pick up something on the bus or on the tour. You use the washroom in port. It is a tap and pay system.
It supplies the village with fresh drinking water, and there is absolutely no problem to drink the water directly from the waterfall. This hotel has also got quite a spa department with an outdoor swimming pool, a heated swimming pool actually, and where it's possible to swim even in the cold. This is not open throughout the winter. They open normally the road when we come to May. So from November approximately and until May, you will find the road is closed. And that is nearly, 5,000 feet actually. And that will give us quite a spectacular view today since there is no clouds, there is no fog, there is no rain, about how these roofs actually is functioning. Well, if you look now to your left, there is a very tall waterfall up here, Hotel Bellevue, which is French and means something like a hotel with a view. The viewpoint hotel, maybe it's the correct translation.
This is the first stop on this bus tour. It's a 3-hour tour taking up to the high vantage points. So far it's very relaxing having somebody else drive. And you can see the waterfall leading down into the town, cruise ship off in the distance, and a bunch of tourist crafts heading down the fjord. You can still see a little bit of snow on the top of the mountains.
Norway, along with Sweden and Ireland, we were very, very poor countries. So those three countries, Norway, Sweden and Ireland, we were probably the poorest countries in the whole of Europe at the time. But now, since then, everything has gone very quickly in Norway. So if you look back at 1900, and so the government, or one very wise person in the government, he said, well, we haven't got any money to invest in anything, but we do have the people. So they used to actually make clothing from it. But that clothes became were very poor quality, so they could hardly be washed at all. You can see those cotton here on the right hand side. A very, very popular road. It's not really a tourist road, I believe, but it is so much ice melting from the glaciers ending up, and the melting water contains very, very tiny small pieces of sand, very, very fine sand. And that, so this road here now, that is made actually only for sightseeing. There would be no other reason for making a road up into the mountain, because there is nobody lives up here. So this was built purely because it was a nice viewpoint up there. It was made a long time ago.
Ice on the top. Ice. Look over there. You see the ice on the top. Anyone else? Whoops, sorry.
Get a perspective of the road coming up and the ship down there. What a beautiful day for it. Walk happening here as we walk towards the glacier. At the top of Mount Allinson, there is a gift shop, coffee shop, washrooms, plenty of parking, and there's a little skylock and beautiful vistas of both the glacier and down towards the cruise ships.
You can see it down on the side of the mountain, and it leaves behind a lot of sand, which is a glacier deposit.
This one bus tour by Nordic Adventures has allowed me to do some videotaping, just relaxing. The vantage and viewpoints are just beautiful.
It is very, very dangerous to try and walk under there, because there has been incidents when the whole thing collapses. But you can actually imagine when there was 10, 15 young girls up there on their own. Well, you can probably imagine who that would make an attraction to, the young boys down the valley. So they know, well, they came up here, often in the weekends, and quite often they brought a musical instrument, also like a fiddle or years, and it's a family-owned hotel, and it has been always belonged to the same family. Well, thinking about burglars anyway. But that's how it is. So this is the barn, or the where they milk the goats. You can see down here on the right. This is where the farmer is now waiting for the goats, probably because they can see his car is there. So, and there are some goats up here too, and they are all the way down to the, well,
Currently up at Eagle Bend looking down the fjord, the Seven Sisters. Number of ferries service the town, and there is cruise ship and harbor. Another viewpoint you can see off in the distance. This is a viewpoint that the one tour takes you to. It looks down at the Seven Sisters and all the way down the valley. In the town is Stavanger. We're doing a little short walk to check out the waterfall. About 1,000 steps later from the town, we come up near the church. Rock towards the viewpoint.
The pontoon bridge retracts, and there's a gentle sailway back down the fjord to then head out onto the open seas to our next port of call.
Jump there. You can see it.
As the scenery went by, we enjoyed a cocktail and then got ready for dinner.
This is one of the lounges called Bellini's, where you can get Prosecco, various combinations of fancy cocktails. Kind of nice because we're looking out the window at the fjords as we're going by and having a drink. Starting the evening at the Crown Grill, we have some beautiful scallops and a crab cake. Looks very appetizing. With lobster. This is a shrimp and panna cotta soup with chickpea croutons. And this is a grilled beet, avocado, asparagus, and a balsamic drizzle. Very tasty. Having the filet mignon with some lobster And this is Maine lobster. Looks delicious. Enjoying a key lime dessert to finish off with.